Change is happening fast, and we know that for businesses to stay relevant, they have to stay on top of things. But you've probably noticed that our team members, our employees, typically aren't that excited about embracing change. Today, we're going to answer the question, what mistakes do managers commonly make when leading change? By the time we're done today, you're going to learn how to stop doing the number one thing that causes employees to sabotage new initiatives. And you're going to understand how to get buy-in from your most important internal influencers. Are you ready to go? Let's get it. When it comes to leading change, one of the first things I'd like for you to stop and ask yourself is, why does this change need to happen? What purpose does it serve? Is it going to improve customer experience? Is it going to improve delivery or internal processes? Is it a change that's going to make our team members more efficient, effective, or connected to the customer? So why does this change need to happen? I'm asking this question because sometimes I deal with clients who, when they're bringing to me their ideas for some of the shifts they're making, and I ask them why, they don't really have compelling reasons. Sometimes it's just they know their competitors are doing it, and so they should do it too. Well, that's a race to the bottom. We do want to keep up with our competitors, but just because they're doing something doesn't mean that we should do it as well. It may not be a great investment, and it may not even be something that's going to stimulate much business growth. Now, if you determine that this change is necessary, I want you to ask yourself who all will be impacted by this shift. Oftentimes we think about the customer, we might even think about upper management, even stakeholders. But sometimes we don't think about all the different employees that'll be touched. And even if they're kind of organized in silos, many of them will probably be touched in ways that we haven't even anticipated. And so it's important to sit down and really understand who all will be impacted by this change. Who's going to have to change the way that they work? Whose systems will need to change to align with this? Are there processes that need to shift? Who's in charge of rewriting those processes? So really be clear about all the different people internally who need to be on board, because these are your influencers. These are the people that have the potential to make your new initiative a huge success or a massive failure. All right, are you ready to learn the number one mistake that managers make when leading change? You ready? It's not getting buy-in from the influential people within their organizations, not getting their own teams to buy into the change. And so you might be asking, well, how do we do that? We try to incentivize them to use this. Or, we bring them to meetings and we try to get them all pepped up and excited. Well, that's not how you do it. The fact of the matter is, no one likes change landing on them like a big rock. They want to be a part of the change. So before you prescribe a solution, one more time, before you prescribe a solution, bring your team together. You want to make sure that you're getting representatives from every single level within your organization, every single type of department. You need at least one person, typically either the lead, or it may not even be the highest ranking. It might be the person who actually has the most power. Sit with that for a minute. We all know that there's departments that might have a department head, but there might be someone else within that department that really has the ability to sway everyone within that department. In this particular type of instance, you get to choose which one, but that influencer might actually serve you better. So again, before initiating a change, bring all of these different constituents within your organization together and talk to them about some of the challenges you're seeing in the organization, especially the challenge that you're looking at finding a solution for. And then ask them for their feedback. What are they seeing? What would they want you to look for as you all are trying to identify the perfect solution to solve this problem? And make sure that you're writing this down. It's like an open focus group. And when I say everybody, again, I give the example of at a hotel. I want the front desk people. I want the shoe shine people. I want the wonderful housekeepers that are making up the beds. I want everyone to have a representative in that room, because they're all going to have different insights that we wouldn't think of, because they're seeing the business from different perspectives. So once you bring them in the room, you're writing down their different ideas, you're excited, you're thanking them so much for their time, you appreciate them. So here's the fun part. Now that you have all of this feedback, it's time to find that solution. Okay, don't go away just yet, because I'm going to give you some more juicy information on how to get the buy-in so that your team supports you through change. However, before you do that, do you know anybody who's struggling right now to manage their teams through change? I bet you do, because we all do. Make sure you take a moment and share this video with them right now. Hit the share button, send it over to them, or just tag them below in the comments so that they can see this too and benefit from it, okay? But let's get back to the juicy stuff now. Now it's time to find your solution. But before you select your solution, which oftentimes it could be technology or it could be systems based or switching vendors, before you choose a solution, be very, very honest with yourself. Does the potential solution that you're looking at solve the problem, some of the problems that were brought up by your team members, and does it fit the company culture? If you have a company culture where people resist change, and that is the culture, not the individuals, but the culture, well, bringing in the newest technology, the most complicated technology, the most up-to-date, amazing, over-the-top technology is probably not the way to go. Or if your company is very serious about the human touch when it comes to interacting with clients, bringing in something that automates most of that human interaction doesn't quite match the company culture. If your company is incredibly innovative, bringing something that's outdated to the table probably isn't the best move for you either. So make sure that whatever solution you're finding as you're leading through this change is something that matches the culture of your company, your current culture. You can try to shift your culture in the future, but right now, if you're trying to implement something, you need to make sure it's in alignment with where your people are right now. All right, so now you have a solution. You've chosen it, you're excited, you're ready to roll it out, but before you roll it out or you hit that send button to send the email out to everybody in the company to let them know what it is, bring those same representatives that you had as part of that massive focus group, bring them back into a room and say, hey, we appreciate you again. Thank you so much for all of your incredible insights. We took copious notes and we found a solution that we think is the best compromise between the different things we were talking about here. And then start talking to my name. Sharon, you know, when we had you in here, you said that we needed some type of system that addresses this. And Arnold, you mentioned that. Well, guess what? We were able to find something that did this and that. Thank you so much, Sharon and Arnold. And Dennis, this. So let them know by name how their interactions or how their suggestions were implemented into this project. And let them know, hey, I know we couldn't do everything that we were setting out to do. This is phase one. But, you know, the fact that we came together as a team to identify this solution and to really brainstorm is extremely exciting. And I'm so proud to have you as part of the team. Thank you so much. We would appreciate your partnership as we roll this out with your individual departments. You know, help them understand how this can make their jobs easier or better or making them more effective, whichever terminology you want to use. I think you see what's happening here. So now, instead of just dropping some type of change or new initiative on your people, now you have these people excited because they gave input. A solution was found that plugs into their input. Now they're being dispersed. They're being dispatched around the organization to share their feedback. They're now excited. They're part of the change. So now as you're rolling it out, if there's any little grumblings around them, guess what? Dennis is going to take that personally because he was part of it. And I don't mean in a negative way, but he's going to take it personally so that he tries to sell them on the change as well, letting them know, oh no, I was a part of this. And they see it as, oh, somebody from our team had an influence on this shift that is occurring right now. We want to be a part of this. Now that you're implementing the change and you're rolling it out, you already have your people on board ready to support you. Make sure that you roll it out in a way that's comprehensive, but most importantly, in a way that demonstrates the benefits to your own internal people as well as to the customers. So even if your solution is about better customer service, we know that if your customer service improves, you're going to have customers that stay with you longer, they're going to buy more from you, they're going to give you more referrals, which means job security for the people that are already there, greater opportunities for growth because the company has longevity. So communicate the benefits to them, then the benefits to any other stakeholders or clients or customers or anyone externally. And then as you have that team that was brainstorming with you, helping you roll it out, make sure that they know, hey, let us know and tell all the people on your teams to let us know if they see anything that needs to be tweaked. Is there anything that isn't working just right that we can change and make better for everyone? Now, we know that we live in a world now where agile is the word of the day. You know, back in the 1980s, you'd get a piece of technology or something new, and it was completely ready to go. It was finished, it was perfected to that level, and you use it. Now we get things that are basically working prototypes. And so we're working through it and constantly tweaking. We want our team members to know that their input is valuable. And they're already going to believe it because they're going to see that you pulled from other people in their teams to find the solution. So now they trust you even more, and they know that if they have feedback on the solution as it's already been rolled out, you're more likely to hear them. So now you have team members that are excited about change because they're a part of the change. So now that you're becoming an expert at leading through change and making sure that your people are on board, I have another tool that can help you be even more successful. That's my Future Ready Playbook. This playbook is chock full of juicy worksheets and activities that will lead you to thinking slightly different about the future of your organization or even your individual future. It's going to have you go through some exercises that will help you be more strategic and start planning ahead of time so that you're more likely to have relevancy and success going forward. To get your copy right now, look at the description and click on the link right in there.